Welcome to a new video. Today we're talking about 5 awesome music video effects, all of which come from a music video that I shot recently, well, in January. Man, time flies by. Anyways, we have these 5 great and awesome music video effects that we want to talk about today. So let's not waste any more time and jump right in. So for the first effect, you might want to put some lightnings in your video. My client requested to have some lightnings in his video, so I used these free lightning assets from the guys over at Action VFX, link down in the description. No affiliation, great products though. So I choose one of the lightnings, positioned it, adjusted the color a little bit because it was so white and you couldn't really see it in the background. So I made it a little bit more blue. Then I put a Gaussian blur on it to make it a little bit softer and not so sharp, and that's basically it. Now then I repeated that process on several spots in the video, and there we had it, lightnings in the video. Also I applied the streaks effect on some of the lightnings, just very subtle, but that's of course optional. The next effect is my almost signature double ghost effect. I put that in a lot of music videos, people always seem to love it, and in this video it was especially requested to have a kind of blue ghost effect. So I picked this scene because I knew I could easily luma key the artist out because he was dark and the sky was bright. So I put a green solid in the background just to better see the key. The color doesn't matter at all. Then I duplicated the video layer and put it above the green solid. After I luma keyed him out and also created a manual mask around the sides of his body because the luma key wouldn't key out the dark trees. So I did that with the mask. Next I keyframed the mask and also feathered it a little bit. After that I skipped to the beginning of the ghost sequence, added a keyframe for the position, moved forward a few frames and dragged him a little bit to the left. Then I moved forward to just before the end of the sequence, created another keyframe, skipped forward a few times again and then put him back into the original position, and also put a motion blur on all of the keyframe parts where he's moving. Then I put a little bit of a Gaussian blur on it, gotta love a little Gaussian blur. Then we apply the bad TV effect, also a great effect, and then we go to the color board and tint it blue. And there we go, that's how we create a blue double ghost effect. So the third effect is this. The song is called Tom and Jerry, and the artist wanted to have some Tom and Jerry clips in the video, which made sense, but I'll have to say, do this at your own risk. Of course, we don't have the rights for the Tom and Jerry clips. There is a saying that if you change like more than 60 or 80% of the video, you can use it because you created something new. But this is not legal advice, I'm not quite sure, but for this video, I guess it worked, and we didn't get sued yet. But the clip is shot 100% by me and it's just a small part. I don't know how this would turn out, again, be careful. But for this video I guess it was okay, but do it at your own risk. Of course, what I want to say isn't that you should use a Tom and Jerry clip in your music videos. You can of course, but instead that you should listen to the lyrics, and then maybe you could use something that fits the lyrics of your artist. Like maybe you're gonna put SpongeBob in or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, I searched for Tom and Jerry green screen on YouTube, downloaded this clip with a few Tom and Jerry clips, and then decided on which clips to use by cutting them out. Then I looked for parts of the video that were relatively stable. They were all pretty smooth, but for example I used this clip shot on a Ronin. Now how to integrate Tom and Jerry into the scene? Track it? No, not really, since they're animated, and that means probably just 12 frames per second, so pretty choppy, and since the scene is pretty smooth already, we can just carefully keyframe it into the scene. Also we're going to animate the path they are going ourselves, so the motion will look pretty good actually. So for this scene I wanted them to appear from behind his leg, so I duplicated the clip again and luma keyed it, this time with a blue instead of a green background. Again, doesn't matter. So now after it's luma keyed I can just put his layer on top and let them come from behind. Next I repositioned Tom and Jerry to his leg, created a few keyframes, not just for position but also for rotation and scale, and then went forward one frame, adjusted them, went forward a frame, adjusted them, and I basically just created a path where they were going and based it off of what their motion was animated like to just emphasize it with my keyframes. We can easily do this by hand because it's just a few frames anyways. Once we're happy with the movement, we pre-compose the Tom and Jerry clip, then we offset it a little bit according to our lighting in the scene because this is going to be our shadow. Next we go to our exposure and drag it down, and then we put, as always, a Gaussian blur on it, and there we go, we have successfully integrated Tom and Jerry into our scene. Of course I also did that on a few occasions in the video. The fourth effect is this small scene, also a very simple effect, but I didn't record it because I originally didn't intend to put it in a video, so I'm just gonna do it one more time right now with a thumbs up. So here's how you do it. You just duplicate the original layer, put the very great visual echo effect on it, and then just create a rough mask around the hand. You can of course use this on many different occasions, not just on a hand, but maybe on a fast moving head or maybe on a stack of money. Sometimes just putting the effect on one part of the video while everything else stays the same can look very great. The last tip is also very simple, but can also make very much of a difference. Why not use a font similar to some of your effects or the style of the video? Seems pretty self-explanatory, but I really don't see this that often. So for this video I used a lightning font, because of the lightnings we applied earlier. That's not everything, of course. I also put a handheld motion on it to make it wiggle a little bit, and then also put some lightning clips above and around the font to make it more visually interesting and seem like the title is coming out of the lightning. So now after we keyframe the wiggling to wiggle more during the coming in and going out process and less while it's shown on screen, we have this effect. So that's it. Those are 5 awesome music video effects. I really hope you enjoyed this video and you learned something new. If you want to watch more content like this, please feel free to subscribe right here. If you want to watch the final music video, it's in German, but you can watch it right here. And if you want to watch another tutorial regarding this video, how to shoot driving cars, it's not out already, but it will come out next week and you can find it right here once it's out. Anyways, I'll hopefully see you in some of my next videos or in the past ones. Goodbye.